In this video I will show you how to beat Salmar, the cursed Moonwane from Hollow Grove in Mistfall Hunter. To make this guide, I took one of the two best options to beat her in solo, which are the Mercenary and the Wizard Knight. I went with the Merc as it seems to be more beginner friendly to play. For this run I went with the Pro Combat bag I bought from the season shop with the free currency we get. And don't worry, I also have a strategy to not lose it at every attempt. The idea is to keep improving your stuff until you beat her, while doing attempts to learn patterns and stuff. Now, the Pro Combat bag is really good because not only it gives you blue gears, but also they're filled with great runes combo. Meaning that for my runs, I always add those two passives together, and it helps. But of course, this boss is doable without. In terms of skills, you go with the 2 dashes on the sword shield side, and the rock plus skull crusher on the hammer. I think this is really the best moveset for the boss. In terms of talents, I went with this list, but I believe now that the last talent, Monster Hunter, is actually dangerous, as I almost died one time from a player while trying to escape. Take something else, like for example this one. Then you buy all the potions from the shop every time, the ones that cost 12 per unit. You don't need to get the expensive ones because we will buy some potion inside. When you start, you take the closest quest and we'll try to do it. It's pretty easy even with the worst gear. Engage most enemies with a charged Skull Crusher. With this technique you can almost clear 60% of enemies in one attack. If a stronger enemy is there, just use Skull Crusher into Rock Throw. Loot everything, we will sell it to the shop later. While doing your quest, depending on your gear, you can be pretty aggressive with other players. With the 2 dashes from your sword build and the long dash from the hammer, you have a lot of possibilities. You're tanky, you have a lot of control options, and you can dash in and out. Killing players is a great way to refill potions, so if you feel confident enough, try playing aggressive. I swear you will be surprised by what you can do with it. When you're done with the quest, you go to the merchant, you take the closest one or the closest to the middle of the map, since that's where we're going. At the merchant, you need to sell almost everything white. You want to be able to buy the 12 potions. Dude, I have 30 potions on me this time. I'm almost a merchant at this point. But yeah, it's a long fight and potions are mandatory. If you have less than 10, you should consider going back to the camp and repeat. Once you're geared up, aim for the boss area and enter the teleport. Inside, you wait for the boss to go down and you always want to engage with Skull Crusher. It's just too powerful and sometimes you can even link it to the throwing rock move to deal a good damage into close range. To win this fight, you will need to be aggressive and try to be as close as possible most of the time. That's why we brought 2 dashes. Every time she goes away, you dash in. If she tries to throw a spell from distance, dash in again. You'll even dodge the spell most of the time. Combo wise, you want to go in with a dash and then put on 4 auto attack with your sword to link with the double click attack. Forgot the name of it. This will sometimes stagger her, which is the perfect scenario for the hammer. Switch and go charge Skull Crusher into Rock Throw. Rinse and repeat when she escaped. If she summons, you focus the ad. Always. Except, of course, when it's the end of the fight like this and the ad is actually a copy of your fully geared up 30 potion merchant. The ads will be the most important part of your moveset. We will talk about it very soon. Also, when you need to heal, always use instant heals when close to death and the potions when you're like mid-life or even at 70% life. Basically, if you can't get to her because everything is in cooldown or she's too far away, you heal yourself. Take the opportunity to heal yourself every time you can. Salmar, the cursed Moonwane, is not that complicated and would be pretty easy without a summon. Salmar has 2 phases. Let's start with phase 1. In phase 1, she has the dash plus fire trail move that you can predict when she does that. If you dodge at the good moment, you will not be damaged. The windows is quite generous and worst case, this doesn't do that much damage. The second move is when she raises a staff to the sky to slam the ground and damage everything around her. Although you can jump to dodge it or just dodge with a good timing to nullify damages. When far away, she will often slide on one side and summon small fireball targeting you. Pretty annoying, you can use your shield or bait them on the side to roll to the other side. Another move is that she can throw 4 projectiles this way. If you're far enough, you can just keep going left or right to dodge. If too close, you need to sprint dodge 1 out of 2. By sprint dodge, I mean using shift. at close range, she will have this other move, this combo with 2 attacks. If you dodge the first, you're usually good. You'll see her go like this before she started. Dodging out the first attack is a good choice since she will often link the staff zone attack at the end of her combo. You should be out of range already. Basically, at close range, she only has 3 moves. The raised staff plus zone damage that you can jump out, the double slash combo, and the dash, which is the worst because she will be far and start doing distance stuff. That's why you need to dash in as soon as possible, because these 3 attacks are the most easy to counter, so you want to stay in close range. Now the last move I didn't cover from phase 1 is a distance one, where she throws 3 rays followed by some hands grabbing you. If the hands grab you, it's gonna stun you for a pretty long time and summon a copy of you. If you're far from her, it's easier to stay in between the rays to dodge. But if you're mid-range with her, try to dodge from the side or even rush on her, since that spell doesn't hit at close range. If you get caught, you need to focus the clone quickly. That's the only thing to do, and honestly, it can be a run killer with other classes, but with the mercenary, just use everything you have and temporize with heals to slowly come back at the boss. Another pattern she can do is this one, but it's much more easy to dodge. Basically, when you're standing on glowing ground, just dodge out. If you get caught, a copy will be summoned again. That's it for a first phase. Now, once she will reach something like 70% life, she will go into phase 2 by going up in the air to charge some sort of transformation. Be careful, if you're too close, this damages you, but the idea is to stay close enough and charge Skull Crusher. When she goes down, unleash the attack. During the second phase, she has the same moves as phase 1, but also 2 claw attack with fire around, so don't know if this one is a bug, but it seems that if you're really close to her, you don't get hit at all. If not, it's a pretty annoying attack because it summons these little fireballs following you. Rushing in seems to be the best option, so use the dash jump or the shield jump. When she starts kneeling on the floor like this, charge Skull Crusher into Rock Throw as usual, then get ready to zone the summon with hammer or sword attacks depending on your gear. Here I missed the window to damage both, but yeah, the summon will be close to her, and this time it won't be a copy of you, it can be any type of classes. Again, the summon has to be focused, you can't ignore it. When you start seeing the ground glowing underneath, you need to jump to dodge, otherwise another summon of you will join the fight and you don't want that. You can also perfect dodge this one using shift, but the timing of the attack is longer than expected and jumping seems to be more consistent. She also flies across the map twice and leaves a trail of fire. It's wider than the phase 1 attack and it does more damage. She also ends up where she started that attack with plunge attacks that you can jump out. Try to avoid the lane she chose for that attack and you should be fine. That's mostly it about Salmar. You will need of course to do a few tries to get the timing right, and you will see that it's pretty doable with a bit of training. What I do to keep running with good gears is that I always start with minimum a combat bag to get at least a green sword, if I don't have better of course in the warehouse, and I do the pathing explained above until the boss, and if I die once at the boss, I revive, I exit through the teleporter, and I try to escape and keep my loot. That's the best way to keep on trying the boss, keep a solid gear, and train to beat her. Now, to finish, here is the whole fight clip, proving you that I do a lot of mistakes. I get hit a lot of time. But still, with the amount of potions we have and the double dash build, it's more than manageable. Don't expect to win on the first try, of course, but you will quickly get a good feel of the fight and its mechanics.
Sheds its mortal shell. Souls, grant me eternity!
Bring the times. Probably been waiting.
This place shall be your grave! mother's embrace! Oh, fractured souls! There is no escape.
I hope that this guide helped you understand the boss mechanics a little bit better. Don't forget, the best way to beat that boss, of course, is to try again and again. And go with Mercenary, go with Wizard Knight. Both are great options. Ranged classes, it's a bit more complicated. I wouldn't go there yet. But yeah, with the Mercenary, as you can see, it's more than manageable. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.